All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
That's all. And then the fact that he was saying that the female asks the guy, the male, what are you thinking about? And then he tells her, I don't want to talk about it right now. And then she'll come back later and ask again. And then he mentioned that that's nagging. I'm seeing that more as the person having a concern.
Right.
Not as nagging.
Right, that's from the female
That's why I had made that face.
Right, that's from the female point of view, but from the male point of view.
I'm not. But see, can I finish my thought process first? I'm not thinking from a female's point of view. I'm more thinking from a human point of view.
Mm-hmm.
From a human point of view, I'm seeing that you're going through something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing that it could be maybe some traumatization there.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone goes through that. Female, male, child, teenager, adult, whatever the case may be, whatever your age. It's a human thing. It's a human connection there that I'm looking at. I don't care that you're a male or a female. You could be a female that's not talking, but I noticed that. Right. I'm going to be concerned about that if I know and care about you. So it has nothing to do with yourself.
I did not say
that's my
ask.
I'm sorry?
I did not say ask. I said if they say, hold on, I'm thinking about something, I'll talk to you later. And at times, if you keep coming back, and you don't give that person time, I said that turns into nagging. I didn't say don't be concerned, don't ask questions.
I never said that you said don't be concerned. I said that you had said that she'll ask you how, what are you thinking about? And you'll let them know, but I don't want to talk about that right now. And then later on, they'll come back again and ask again. And you said that's nagging. I'm saying from my point of view, that's more of a concern.
Right.
I don't see it as being a nagging thing.
Right.
That's
because their attitude hadn't changed and you still concerned. If you might not have want to talk about it at that moment. So you give them a chance to say, okay, let them think it out or let them, get their mood changed. But then later on, if you don't see that their mood has changed, there is something wrong. If you don't seek, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's family, if you don't try to seek that concern to that person, that something just might happen. They may snap because they had it all balled in, and then when they get it all balled in, they may just pop off. That person who has that concern, okay, you said you didn't want to talk about it earlier, but can we talk about it now? Because I still have your attitude, your persona, or everything else still in a negative vibe, or it doesn't look right or doesn't seem right. So let's talk about it, because sometimes it is worth talking about. And then hopefully whoever's asking you that question, if they can't get it the second time, hopefully they can state to you, well, you need to talk to someone, because it's a concerning moment right now that there's something wrong, and you may not want to talk to me, but can you find somebody to talk to?
All right.
That's
is
what
there,
I
is there a brother on the line with a point of view? Is there a brother on the line with a point of view?
Well, my point of view, I agree with what the ladies are saying. And even if you thought she was nagging, it's a way that you could handle that in a more calmer way. Yeah, look, baby, I just really need some time. I know you're concerned about me, but let me just unwind and sort it out. And when I'm done, we'll talk about it. But just give me some time, baby. So, because we can't.
I'm gonna use that shit.
That's what I stated. I said, give me some time. I'm thinking about it, and I'm saying if they keep coming back, that goes into, from what y'all say, concern to nagging, and now I'm irritated with you and stuff.
So are you saying?
That's from this male's point of view, okay?
Okay, Douglas, are you saying like they come back like right away? Right, so you walked in at 5:30 and she asked you at 5:35 and you respond at 5:36 and then she asked you again at 5:40. It's just is it like too soon, or she didn't give you enough time in the process? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's
Or do
That
you
it
feel
becomes
that
nagging.
enough time is 5 weeks later and you still got that attitude, and if they come back, they ask you, they still
I'm
nagging?
trying to give him a chance. I'm trying to give him a chance. Huh? Is
you,
that what you're saying?
well, they just gave a prime example. They wouldn't let you finish because that's what I believe women do.
Shit.
So,
You on your own, bro.
so
You on your
now
own.
I see. Now I understand that.
Got people putting themselves on mute now. At least some males doing this.
Listen, now I understand that, and I can accept it for what it is. They're showing concern, and now I'm feeling the concern, and I will go like the brother said, like, and I will talk more and be like, look, I'm going through some stuff. I'll check back with me in an hour or so because that's what I've learned how women communicate, and if you do it too soon, it's nagging. But if
Okay.
you kind of check in, is for me is more on a concern. But if you keep saying, well, why won't you talk to me? Let me in, then that becomes a nagging. But I've learned for the most part that women are nurturers and they want to know, and then and, you know, they want to get to the feeling stuff. And it's hard for us to get to the feeling stuff. So that's all.
Okay, I got it.
I agree with you on that part, Douglas, but I just a tad bit I disagree. And the reason why I say that, because it's not just women in that aspect. And there are a lot of macho men, as we used to call macho men, who don't show their feelings and their affection. But nowadays, there are a lot of men who are showing their affection, and they do the same thing to women, where and it actually just happened to me. Actually, just yesterday, you know, I didn't like something that someone did, and I tend now to shut down. Now, back in the day, I would have cussed you out, and you know, we would have had some words. But you know, I'm a changed woman now.
Well, no, that
Thank
that
you,
always
Lord.
goes back to
But
the original question that you asked. More so, if you try to treat like the opposite sex, does that help you? If for me, the answer is yes.
right,
For me,
but so you're saying that them acting in that manner is actually helping the relationship when it comes to you,
yes,
helping the woman to understand that man a little bit more.
right.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Anybody else have
You
anything?
said she thinking like a man, or she
If she
understanding
thinks
what
like a
thinking?
man, if she acts like a woman and thinks like a man, will that help them understand? Basically, help them understand that man a little better.
Yeah, because thinking don't do nothing. Thinking is different than action. So if you think
That's
like a
true.
man, that's different. Yeah, that's okay. But if you start acting like a man, then that's a problem.
But we talked about this a little bit earlier. So a man thinketh, so is he. So if you're thinking like that, you've got at some point to start acting on it. If that's all you're thinking.
Well, your actions can dictate what you think, but it's up to you to control what you do. Because I
Think it.
might be mad, but I might be smiling at the same time. I might feel mad, but I might smile at you. But you don't know that I'm mad. So I'm smiling.
Okay.
Lakesha?
Yes. I don't know how the discourse started in the beginning because I came in, you guys were already in full dialogue. But when we're speaking about thinking like a man and thinking like a woman, a female, what were the perspectives on that? Did I miss that part? Did you guys cover that?
It was based off of the book / movie. Think like act like a woman, think like a man.
Okay.
Will that help your relationship? But my question was, if you do that, will that help you understand that the man by doing that?
Right.
Will it help you? When I say that, is you doing all this, you going out of your character so you can understand this man. Will it actually help you understand this man better by thinking like him? But still acting like a woman? But what Anson said, as long as you don't act like a man, it may help you understand that man by just thinking in that manner. Am I correct, Anson?
basically.
Yeah.
So can someone give me an example of what thinking like of the female thinking like the man, you know?
So earlier in the show, Dr. Feel So Good said that women are emotional, right? And men are more logical. So just thinking logically. A lot of times, a good example is a lot of times women will come to a man with a problem or something that is going on with them, right? They want to talk about it, but really they just want to talk about it. Whereas the man is in his mind, he's trying to find a solution for it, right? So I talked to a friend this morning. I was like, I'm nervous about today, blah blah blah, and he gave me the solution to how to not be nervous, which was fine. I was looking for that at that particular time. But sometimes a woman just wants you to
Want to
listen,
be heard, right?
just want to
Just
be
want to be
heard,
heard.
you know, and some because there's nothing you can do about the situation, but they just want to talk it out. That's how we do. We're kind of auditory like that.
Well,
And then,
I do
but
a,
knowing that he's going to give me a solution, knowing that that's how he's wired, instead of me blowing up and saying, I didn't tell you to make a solution. I just want you to listen. I'm going to take in that solution and say, okay, I really wasn't looking for that, but I'm glad you thought of that. Maybe I can try that, right? Because I understand what he's saying.
Okay.
Did that explain it?
No, it explains it. And
Okay.
what if you're the female that that's the total opposite? You know, that you're the one that's the logic thinker in the relationship, you know. What
But
they,
then,
Girl.
Is
both
the
of
dynamic
both are logical
inverted.
thinkers.
right,
saying the
I was going
dynamic
to say the same thing. The dynamic is
is
diverted,
inverted.
but because
Because
if you know that man, if you had a mate and you wanted to understand him a little bit better by thinking like he would have thought, will that help you understand him better? Like she said, "Well, maybe I could just listen to what he's saying, even though I just wanted him to listen. But when he responded with a solution, would that help?" Some women are like that. Some women are like, I will give you the solution. But some men are saying, no, I just wanted you to hear what I got to say. You know, brother man pissed me off and this is what happened. Will you think in that manner? Will you reverse it? So that's what you kind of wants to reverse it. If you're that person that you are the thinker or the solution, you know, to resolve the solutions and stuff like that, versus talking it out all the time. Now we have a residential thug that we tease and call her the thug. She's one of those type of person. Look, get over it, shake it off, rub some dirt on it type person. You know, but if you understood her in that manner, then you would understand that she's actually trying to help you. But in your mind, you later, you know, before you were like, oh, wait a minute, back up, you know, type thing. But if you turn it around and say, wait a minute, okay, she's actually trying to help me, even though it's coming out a certain way, but I know that man, I know that woman, I know how they act, I know how they talk. You see what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Does anybody else have anything to add? Yes,
Yeah.
Dr. Feel So Good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Okay, I said Dr. Feel So Good, Doug.
let Doug go first.
I feel so good too, damn it.
Go ahead, Doug.
So I was saying, in general, the substance of it is trying to think like the opposite sex, so you can understand them better to help your relationship. That was just a catchy title that, you know, for the title of a book that turned into a movie, and to give insight. Well, since we jumping on my bruh, catering to women to let them better understand men and to give them some helpful guidelines to say, hey, you know, still be a woman, fit, fine, and feminine, but think like dudes do, and that'll help you along in your relationships, and you have a better quality of life, especially with a dog.
All right. Go ahead, Dr. Feel So Good.
Okay.
Wait, one more comment. Y'all know what dog stand for, right? Because I'm a dog.
oh, yeah,
Divine
What does it stand
orgasm
for,
giver.
Douglas?
Divine orgasm giver.
I met a lot of Kappas that was dogs too. Then
I'm about to say, you know, it wasn't just y'all dogs,
a
okay?
few
But
alphas
hey,
too.
Hey, they all want to
I
be
done
cool.
tested an omega too. I mean,
They all
alpha
want
too.
to be
You know what I'm
brothers.
Wait a
saying?
minute,
So,
I'm
Y'all ever
just
heard?
kidding. I'm just kidding. That was just trying to be.
Have y'all ever heard of bone fi bone? That's my fraternity.
Oh no, what's that?
Bone fi bone.
that me for me
Curvy kill-
situation. Okay,
curvy
Dr.
killer.
Feels so good. Go ahead.
Okay. Here's what I think. Reading the book, it did. Steve had some good insights in the book. However, you know, what's happening is a lot of women don't empathize. They've lost empathy towards men. How do men feel instead of how are men acting? Men are, for the most part, men are simple. We want certain things. However, if a woman is in tune with that man, she's going to give him what he wants. It's like somebody said earlier, you give them what they want, the man gives you what you need. So with Steve, in my opinion, Steve was saying, hey, use your womanly charms and think like what he wants, and you should get the maximum benefit. Right. Now, it doesn't bet you might want to sleep with him the first night, but by waiting 90 days, you are showing discipline. Men want to know if you're disciplined or not. It ain't, men want to know if you bring him peace. Douglas said a full gut and an empty nut. That works too. Sex, silence, and sandwich. And but
I just seen that on Facebook.
But the thing is though, is that a lot of women today don't care what men think. It's about what men can do. And specifically what men can do for that woman. And you wonder why men act the way they act, because hey, I'm not getting what I'm asking for. Some simple stuff. I can't even get that.
Get that right.
Without an attitude. Women, y'all set rules for guys y'all really ain't feeling. Y'all really set rules for guys y'all ain't feeling, and y'all break those rules for guys y'all feeling. That's why Douglas, if I slept with a woman the first night, I don't have a problem with that, because I know she really felt she wanted me. But the more rules I have, well, I got 4 kids, but I'm gonna let you wait to marriage. What kind of witchcraft foolery is that? You said you got to buy me a Bugatti for you to get the Tesla to get the Mesla. But the thing is, though, the more conditions you put on somebody, whether they're man or woman, the less you really like them. You seeing how far they're gonna jump, and you don't really respect them, because affection, love, care is given freely. If you really feeling somebody, you ain't forcing that. And that's kind of what Steve was saying. It's like, if you're not feeling this guy, put him through some tests so you can find out what he's about.
Right.
But when you're giving love freely, when you really feeling somebody, like, I'm trying to get this now. So I'm pulling out all the stops.
I think that's what Keith was trying to say earlier. Something similar to that.
So it goes back to it. Thinking about a man, you should empathize what that man wants. If you really know that man, you're gonna give him what he wants.
That's true.
But if you don't care about the man, you're gonna see what's in it for you. You'll give him something, but you give him when you feel like it.
And then 2 days later, you want $250. All right, Anson.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Anson. Huh?
No, I had my hand raised because DFG said something that I can really I agree with about men. He doesn't say anything about being Steve Harvey doesn't say anything about being empathetic to a man. All about what you can do to get what you want, which is what he was trying to do anyway. That was Steve Harvey's whole point, is to cater to your wants. And a lot of times we men just want someone to act right. You know what I mean? Like we just don't we don't want you just because you're fine, just because we want to lay down with you, because we just want you to act right at the end of the day, which is treat us with respect like you want respect. You know, think about what we want just like you want to think about what you want. It can't just be one way, your way all the time. And that's really what I think his book should have really been about, instead of all these made up rules to make it live in hell for men.
Kesha?
I thank you, Pearl. I hear everybody's perspectives on this, and I'm getting that a lot of you guys experience a lot of this. I can't relate at all. I'm a female who doesn't side with societal norms. So I don't think like normal women do. I don't. I'm the total opposite. So if I'm going to deal with a guy, I'm on that level with, I'm trying to compromise this person. There's got to be some compromises here. You know, you got to give, I'm going to give, I'm going to give back. There's some agreements. But I'm going to also let you know that there is room. There is room for us to grow in a relationship so that we can both work at it together. I'm not trying to get anything out of you as far as financial gain. I'm not trying to break your bank. That's not what my goals are for. My goals are for us to work together as a team. You know, we should both be caretakers. I'm supposed to be taking care of you. You should be taking care of me. And that being said, meaning that you should know what it is that's going to take care of me off the bat already, if you do know me. And if I know you, I'm going to know what you want and what you need. And I'm going to know what you don't need. But my agenda is not to try to suck everything from you. I'm not going to suck that from you. You have to want to give that to me. That's on your, that's your thing. That's not for me to try to get out of you. Now, if you're going to give that to me, then I'll take it with everything in me. But I'm not going to try to pull that out of you. So I'm hearing how the women are, you know, they get in a relationship with a guy and then they emotional and they want this and that, but then they turn around, well, I need you to pay my rent. I need $200 for my rent, or $200 for this, or whatever the case may be. I'm not that female. I'm so independent that I don't rely on anyone. I don't rely on a female or a male. I am a grown adult. I am an adult. I'm supposed to be self-sufficient for myself, because if I don't have that man around, how am I going to take care of myself?
Where are you,
Lakesha?
Yes, where are you?
Where am I at right now?
Yeah.
Currently, I'm in Jamaica.
What state? Oh, okay. Ooh. Jamaica.
Okay. I'm in Jamaica right now, but I'm from the Bronx.
All right. Well, hello.
Hello, yeah. I'm from the BX.
That means that he likes your comments very well. So
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm here vacationing with my daughter. She'll be turning 30 on the 30th. So we're here celebrating.
Well, you don't look like you got a 30-year-old going, girl. You got it going on there.
Oh, thank you.
And everybody else, before I turn this over to my one and only brother from the mother that stays on here on a regular. Anybody? Well, I appreciate it. Now, I do want to say one thing that I do think that with the question that I came up with, sometimes it does allow you, depending on your approach to things or to life, like what Lakesha said earlier about, you know, it's supposed to be an equal situation. I did, however, try to think like a particular man of what he would have done or what he would have liked. It did help in my relationship when I did that. And somehow it made me start to look at things differently as to what now how I act towards people in general, not just men, just people in general. I am more reserved now because I decided to, instead of just automatically coming out with the answer or solution, I sit back and I look and I think and I approach things in a totally different manner. So to me, that 90-day rule, it does work for the approach that you have, because you can approach it like Anson would say, look, if you're gonna give it to me, I'm gonna take it. You know, I'm gonna look, I'm not gonna turn nothing down but my collar. And sometimes that stay up too, you know. But if you take the approach to where you are looking for a relationship, then yes, that 90-day rule will come in, because you want to get to know that person. You want to know their likes, their dislikes. You want to know their ups, their downs. And in that 90-day rule, sometimes it only make it to 60. It allows you to get to know that person and whether or not you feel that this is going to be the right fit for you. Now, if you're one of those people that 90 days never come to fruition, that you want it to be hit it and quit it, then hey, no, it's not going to work for you, because I just want to hit it and quit it. And like we said earlier, that should be the ground rule. That should be saying this is up front. This is just a hit and quit it situation. And I'm gonna go on about my business. You know your place. Simple as so. So I think it does work for certain situations of the approach that you take. Douglas.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 90-day rule isn't we're gonna wait 90 days before we have sex. It was to take it off the table so you can get a chance to know the person without the pressure of that. But hey, day 32, y'all vibing and you feel that it's right, go ahead and do it.
Well, yeah, I agree with you on that. Right, no, I agree with you on that. But that 90-day rule is putting that place in your mind of how you want to go forward and how you want to approach that situation. Like I said, it may not even make it to that 90 days. It may just make it to 60, may make it to 30. It may make it to 14 days. We don't know, but it's just your mindset that you have. Right. Your mindset is that you still wanted to get to know that person versus, I don't want to get to know you. I just want to get to know your bottom part and maybe the holes that you have that I can enter, Right. That's what they, if you're thinking in that manner, that 90-day rules is not in place. But if you're thinking that, okay, I'm looking for this particular thing, and this is what I'm going to balance my life with, is I'm going to give it that 90-day rule, because I want to start out getting to know you as a person, as a whole, not just a certain parts, a whole. That's, to me, that's how that 90, and I'm just saying that based on me. I'm giving you my opinion about the 90-day rule of how it would work if you wanted to get to know that man. Us women, not too much now, because we are thinking in a totally different realm to when I was growing up. But before, it was, it was a different situation how we grew up, and we wanted to get to know that person. We wasn't gonna, I remember, my mother, when she grew up, she couldn't sleep over nobody's house. I knew when we grew up, my mother was telling us, nothing's open after midnight type situation. These different avenues of how you
for
grew
legs
up.
in the emergency room.
Right. Legs and right. And
legs
how you grew
and
up.
hotels.
So you have your standards of how you want to live, whether you've grown or not. And it really drives me crazy when people say we are grown. Yes, I'm grown. I'm grown enough to make the decision that I want to wait 90 days. I'm grown enough to say that I want to get to know you before I open up my legs. that's how I'm grown. So don't tell me I'm grown and I could do what I want. Yeah, I'm going to do what I want. And what I want to do is wait. I want to get to know you.
Right. Well,
it drives me crazy that people say that they've grown, and that grown is supposed to be the answer to everything, that you can just do what you want. No.
Dr. Pearl, pump the brakes, pull back from your feelings. What I was stating simply was that the 90-day rule wasn't to say, hey, I'm going to wait 90 days before I give it to you. I'm saying that was pulling sex off the table so you can get to know it. People here will say, I'm not waiting 90 days, I'm wrong. It's like, no, the rule wasn't to say, I'm going to wait 90 days and give it to you on the 91st day. It was like, look, with me, you got a period of time that I'm going to get to know you before we get physical. And by the way, you don't have to open up your legs. You can bend over. That works just as fine.
I'm done. I'm done. Dr. Phil, so good. Take it over. It's your turn.
Woo, Douglas, you on fire tonight. You on fire tonight. Hey, a lot of stuff's been covered.
Douglas need the water hose. That's what Douglas need.
Nah. He
need
needs
a
some other
water hole.
But anyway, anyway.
Love. Well, yeah.
Get him, Douglas. Get him, Douglas.
But the biggest thing is that, you know, as I stated before, the issue is that men know what women want for the most part. We know what they need for the most part. Some of us can provide that. A lot of us can't. However, a lot of women don't know what men want. So you think like man, what does like I said, it goes back to, what does a man really want? A man wants peace. And how's that peace? When he's horny, give him some. When you can. If he's hungry, feed him. If he doesn't want to hear the conversation, then be quiet. He asks you to be somewhat feminine, because especially to my New York sisters, y'all know how y'all get. Y'all be like, yo, run that cock, son.
That's a
run that cock, son.
No.
Yo, you looking fine in them Timbs, yo. You gonna give it up, right? Know what I mean? Yo,
you gotta relax now. You gotta relax.
Anybody, I'm joking, but anybody in here from Brooklyn? Nobody in here from Brooklyn? Because if y'all was from Brooklyn, y'all be like, women in Brooklyn be like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. You gonna give me that ass. Brooklyn's the only borough that tell you where they from. Nobody, Bronx is cool, Queens is cool, Manhattan, all right, but you know, nobody ever go to Staten. People go to Puerto Rican Island before they go to Staten Island. But anyway, a lot of times, you know, we look at life, and we, you know, unfortunately, we're idol worshipers. We look at what celebrities do. Think about it. Will and Jada. You're looking at the Kardashians, who what talent do they have? They have a talent of seducing black men and making money. You know, you got all these couples on Hollywood that people idolize or love. You know, we look at what Steve Harvey does, and I mean, hey, I ain't gonna knock his hustle. He making his bread. Hey, I ain't gonna stop his hustle. But is it? Oh yeah, no. But is it helping or is it detrimental? The results are showing that no, it's not working, because women are not getting the men that they want, that they desire, to marry them and start families. Now, a lot of women don't want families, and that's perfectly okay. That men don't want, you know, women don't want families, but men for the most part want a legacy. They want to be with a woman who they can trust, who has their back, and who will make their life easier. And in return, they protect that woman from outside threats, from herself. They provide, which Steve says profess. But if I'm providing for you, I'm definitely professing you. I ain't gonna provide for Jill and Jane. If I'm providing for you, I'm professing. No, you mine. I pay for it. You mine.
You my girl. You my
Exactly.
girl.
So a man brings problem solving. That's what I was talking about earlier. When you're thinking emotional, you want a man that can say, hey, it's gonna be all right. I got this. And procreation. Not all of us did that, but a lot of us, marry before you carry. And the thing about waiting is, yeah, you can wait, but if you don't have to wait, but at least use protection for, if not, because pregnancy ain't the worst thing. People think pregnancy is the worst thing. No, as a survivor of getting something that I ain't asked for, but I got that, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Well, maybe I would, but that's not my problem. But the thing is, though, is that those are the things that men should provide to a woman that they love, they respect, and they cherish. So when you're thinking like a man, you're thinking that he wants what he wants to, like I said, he wants to fulfill your needs. He just wants you to give him what he wants. And a lot of women, and I'm not saying it's not a black woman thing, it's a woman thing, is that, and I'm not saying every woman, don't throw that, but 70%, upwards of 70% of dissolutions of relationships are made by women. The number one reason is infidelity or perceived infidelity. The second reason is finances. He does not make enough to have the lifestyle that I want. Third is I'm not happy. I am not happy. And the number one reason why men initiate divorce? Because they're broken. The woman that they love broke them. Or they had a child outside of wedlock. Do y'all know, does anybody know the percentage per year? About 150,000 men are tested every year. Do you know how many of those men are sudden stepdads because the kids ain't theirs?
I don't even want to guess. It knows a lot.
78.
No, 30%. A full 45,000 cases per year that a man finds out that they're a stepdad and not a dad. So with all of that, with all of those factors, you have to think that men, we get a bad rap. We're told we ain't crap. We abandon our families. We cheat all the time. Three reasons: beat, cheat, and the street. I was abused. The man was abused. Why'd you leave him? I was abusive. Why did you leave him? He was in the street all the time. Why, and the other one, beat, cheat, street. He was creeping. He was sleeping with everybody but me, or he slept with me and he gave me something. Those are valid reasons. And if you break up with somebody because of that, definitely individual domestic violence is not intimate partner violence is not a thing that we want. We scream for. We don't want it, because if it happened to one of my sisters, I'd probably wind up being under the jail. But what caused that? So men are not leaving a relationship. So what does that mean? Women are leaving, but like I said, if it's infidelity, can you deal with that? You probably can, but most likely you won't. IPV, you need to leave. You need to leave and press charges. And the streets, if you met him in the streets, he gonna be in the streets. Why get with Ray Ray and Pookie, and then you got a kid by him, and wonder why Ray Ray and Pookie ain't taking care of their kids? Because they got 17 other kids they taking care of.
Facts.
They got,
not necessarily. Danny, you're an outlier. Not necessarily.
An exception.
I beg to differ.
Danny, you are an outlier. You are an outlier.
Okay,
and
okay.
Your situation was an anomaly. But you wasn't cheating though.
No, not at all.
You was not cheating.
Black men don't cheat.
They exercise options, I know. But the thing is though, is that women leave the relationship more than men, but men get the rap. And I understand that's how it's gonna be. But women, we ask that y'all start putting yourself in a man's shoes. You know,
taking ownership for what you do.
When you leaving, figure out what is that going to do, not to him, but to them kids.
That's why I waited till my child went to college.
Wait a minute, for all the dykes listening, when he say put the women in men's shoes, not our tank tops and not our 42 pants. Leave it to me, okay? Okay, go ahead.
And don't forget the Tommy Hill boxers too. They be copping those. but those are the things that, you know, it's a conversation that we almost refuse to have. Mm-hmm. Because people don't want to understand. It's a hard conversation to have. It's tough. But until we have those conversations, we're gonna keep having these problems. We need more Black community. We need more Black families. We need for families to stay together. Yeah, mama and papa fought all the time, but they stayed together because of the kids. Yeah, mama,
Black families give up too quickly.
Yeah, the average length of a first marriage for Black people are 5 years. 5 years. People do bids longer than that. So, you know, the idea that you have to work with somebody and love should not be the basis, but love should have it be a part of it. You gotta have mutual respect. You have to mutual respect and admiration for each other. You don't do it because you can. You don't do it because how the other person would feel. When you start being selfless, you become a stronger couple because you're not doing things for yourself. You put self to the back. And a lot of us, we're hyper individualistic society. We want what we want when we want it. So we as men and women have to come to the fact that we all got faults. We accept some, but we gotta understand that we can't allow ourselves to make poor choices because we feel good, because we have feeling. And on that note, I'm going to close it out right now and turn it back over to the phenomenal, what I had other word to use.
Don't start, because Danny gonna jump in and say something, and it's just gonna be all shamala. But anyway, thank you so much.
That's how you sound. That's how you sound. Shamala. That's how you sound.
Dr. Feel Good. We had some people who had their hands up.
Yes, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Oh, my bad. Lakesha, go on. And then Ricky. I know that's Ricky.
Thank you. I appreciate that. DFG, you were mentioning prior that men are looking for peace, right?
Yes.
I believe that we are all looking for peace.
Yes,
I believe that
but a lot of women live in chaos though.
I mean, but in general, we are all looking for peace. I'm quite sure at the beginning, we're all looking for peace, right?
Eventually, yes.
I mean, my women can raise their hands with a, yes, and agree that we're all looking for peace. As humans, we're all looking for peace.
Yes.
You made it to me. I'm getting like you're saying that only men are the ones that are looking for peace in a relationship.
Okay. Can I clarify?
Yeah.
Can I clarify? Men desire peace, and but a lot of times, and that's where the protection comes in. When women are in their 20s and in their prime, guys who are for peace are called boring. You want the excitement. You want that dude that rah, get your emotions up, get you feeling something. That's the opposite of peace. Then you get to an age where that gets old, and then you say, well, damn, I'm gonna get with regular Roger over there because he brings peace. It comes to a point. It comes to a point where peace eventually comes, and you're right. Everybody desires peace, but it takes longer. It takes longer for women to want peace in a relationship.
How do you know that? I'm trying to figure out, how do you know that? Because it sounds like you're making that. It sounds like you're saying it as like that's a fact. Like that's a 100% fact.
Okay, the fact. Okay, it's my opinion based off of 70% of women initiate dissolutions of marriage or dissolutions of relationships. The average relationship. So, if you're leaving, that means there's no peace, that you don't have peace. You don't have peace. So that's where I got that from.
Okay.
That, am I making sense?
Yeah, no, you didn't add that, so that was left out, but now you added it in. I'm understanding where you're coming from now. I'm getting a better understanding where you're coming from.
Okay.
But
like
I can't.
I said prior, like I said, I'm not a conformist. I'm not your norm, so I don't conform to societal norms. So I'm not in that space where I'm looking to be married. I'm trying to get this out of a man and all that other.
I
get what you're saying, because you're true on your on what you're giving out here, because I do know a lot of women who are like that. Mm-hmm. I grew up with a lot of females that are like that. Like, I'm gonna fuck with this nigga because he got that dough, he got this car, I'm rocking with him, and I know I'm gonna get this out of him. And then I'm gonna get pregnant by him, have a baby by him. He's gonna take care of me and my baby. That kind of mentality, right? Oh, yeah. I've been around a lot of women. My best friends that I've known for 40 years are like that. Till this day. Yo,
chill. You gonna put them on blast. They gonna see this. They gonna see this.
What, Danny? I ain't gonna do that, Danny. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm just saying that I understand that part, and I understand the issues that the men come across with women who are like that. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair that they treat you guys like that. It's not true that anyone gets treated like that, regardless. Right. But I understand where you're coming from, but from my point of view and how I've been in relationships, I've never been like that. My first relationship was at a very young age. I was very precocious at a very young age. And I dealt with one of the smartest boys in the Bronx at the time. And from there, I met my, after that, I broke with him. He cheated on me. He brought the girl to my house.
That must not have been Danny then.
No, that was not Danny.
No. Hold on. I was one of the smartest guys in the Bronx.
Oh my gosh.
He just wasn't the smartest guy. He said it was one of the smartest guys. I know it wasn't my cousin.
I'm definitely one of the smartest guys in the Bronx, but I would.
No, you're not. You didn't go to Horace, man. Sorry about that. You didn't go to the top private school in the Bronx in Riverdale. So no, you didn't.
Whatever.
But after that relationship,
I appreciate I
got with my daughter's father, and my daughter's father, I was with him, and he gave me an STI. Ooh. And I left him. But before I left him, I forewarned him. And this is me at 17. At 17, I'm letting him know, if you ever give me an STD or an STI, I will leave you. And we had our first
child.
my first pregnancy is my daughter right now. My first pregnancy ever is my current daughter to this day. And 2 years after I had her, he gave me chlamydia.
Oh my.
We gotta speak about the truth, right?
Mm.
He gave me chlamydia. And I let him know. I let him
Ricky.
know, did I not forewarn you? If you did that, if you was gonna give me an STI, I'm gonna leave you. And I left him. And then moving forward, what I would do going forward would be, you know what? I'm gonna pull back. What I want now is no strings attachment. I don't want to be attached to anything. Let me see where we're gonna go with this first. Because there's levels. There are different levels to different relationships. Everyone is not the same. You can't treat the person that you're with now like you were treating the person you were with in the past. You cannot do that. These are everyone's different, and we know that's a given. I'm gonna put out that's just a given, right? That's
you're very wise, because past results in present relationships means zero future.
Thank you.
So you spitting them bars like a college Main Street.
You said the Bronx, right? You said the Bronx.
I'm not young. I'm 49 years old. Next year I'll be 50. So
look,
half a century.
Young.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
YOUNG.
Dr. Feelgood, excuse me, I'm sorry, Lakesha. I hear what you say about men want women to be their peace, but I can't be your peace if you're not totally upfront and I can trust you.
That's what
right?
said.
Because
DFG said that
yeah. Dr.
But I was just saying that we all want peace in general.
But we can't be peaceful if there's not a level of trust and commitment there to be truthful and to be honest about how we're feeling, because that's what brings in the chaos. When you say, hey, I'm your only girl, and then you bringing a girl to my house, like that's gonna bring some chaos. I can't be your peace at that point,
Yeah, but that's
not a peaceful situation.
For me, that wouldn't bring any chaos, because what's going to happen is I'm shutting it down.
Right.
I don't do chaos.
That right there. Don't continue it. Right.
Hello? I don't continue it. If you felt comfortable by bringing that female to my house, that lets me know how much you truly cared about me, which means you didn't care about me at all, which means I would have to move forward and cut you off.
That's because you stay in Jamaica.
You know what? And you know what? And you know what?
Jamaica. He was like, yeah, let me slide that thing over there. You know what?
Just last week, my ex-boyfriend from the 80s hit me up and he's asking me to send him a video of me talking about my birth of my child, my daughter. Like, I still stay in touch with this man, but I didn't keep that bond with him, that kind of bond. So we are still friends. We still communicate. We still do a lot of things, like have wonderful discourse. And we also share our perspectives. Is
that what they call it these days?
Huh? What did you say? What was that?
Is that what they call it these days?
I don't know what they call it these days. I actually don't even know what they call it these days, but I know what I do these days, and I try to maintain positive and open relationships, so that there won't be any confusion. I'm gonna give it to you straight raw. I'm not gonna slice and dice it for you. I'm gonna tell you how it is and what it is that I want, what I don't want. And I think that's the problem for most relationships. Most people aren't true about themselves and honest about who they truly are. And that's where the problems come in.
Yeah, no, I got you. But unfortunately, we got to move on, Lakesha, and I appreciate you. Hopefully we get to see you next week.
If Danny sends the link, I'll definitely join. Thank you for having me.
Danny's my cousin, right?
He's your what?
Danny's my cousin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're first cousins. His mother and my mother were sisters.
Oh wow, that's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we claim them.
We claim them.
What a blessing.
Ricky.
So is Ricky and Shaniqua. They related to us too. Is it you, Shaniqua, on? Go on.
Yeah, Shaniqua wanted to say something real quick because we about to end the show, but go ahead and quickly say what you got to say, Shaniqua.
Okay. So what I wanted to say was about the peace thing. So women do want peace. Even when we pick the knucklehead when we're young, we want peace. With women, we always think that we can fix something. Like men want to protect. We want to make things better. So in our minds, oh, he's in the street, but he won't be in the streets for me, especially after we have a baby, right? That's one thing. So we still always want peace. We want peace. We don't want to be yelling and being unhappy and stuff like that. And if you beating on us and cheating on us, how can it ever be peace? Just like Dr. Seductive said, it can never be peace. How could you even expect to have peace if you creating chaos? It's impossible. And on another note, some men don't even want peace. They don't like a girl that's too quiet and submissive. As much as men say they want it, they don't want it. They want a woman that's going to have a little bit of backbone, is going to say something, they're going to yap back, they want it. I don't care what you say. And men don't want peace because they pick the ratchet girl and they complain about women in general. You picking the ratchet girls that's in the streets too. Okay, the one that look bad, the bad bitch with the 10 feet eyelashes and whatever. Okay, and you expecting to get peace. You ain't getting no peace, but she bad though, right? That's all you
wear the 10 feet eyelashes, but I ain't ratchet no more.
Nah, that's the Captain Save a hoe. That's the one that it's the same thing, vice versa, like you said. He think he can change her.
Exactly.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Exactly. But the thing is that everybody wants peace. We want peace. Everybody wants peace. No man want to be taken advantage of, and no woman wants it either. And that's the bottom line. Even when we picking the wrong people, we still want peace.
Yeah, that's what I call insanity. Because I mean that you have your points are valid. Your points are valid. And like I said, like I told Lakesh, it's not that people don't want peace. It's at the time that they choose. Because, you know, when you rolling with, you know, Laredio on and Chronisha, and you trying to get straight, you trying to get them straight, putting your cape on, you're gonna be disappointed. And then that turns you into the thing that you hate the most. A lot of players got played. So that's how, you know, those going back to last 2 weeks ago show with the generational curses, or the last week's show. We do those things because we don't know any better. Once we know better, then we want better. And that goes to what Lakesh was saying. You want to go back, and eventually you're going to get that peace. You'll find somebody that brings you that peace. But until you figure out that's what you want, you're just going to stumble around, like you said, Shaniqua. You're going to stumble around picking people that you think that can get you there. But a lot of times we don't pay attention to the red flags that are obviously there. Because if he a rapper in this, he's selling mixtapes at 40.
Talk about it, brother.
Possibility could happen, but probability probably not. But I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Fab.
He hit it at 47.
Okay.
Go ahead, Doug.
General contracting and building houses and singing. Now he has a label. He's out there singing songs. Oh.
All right. Well, thank you for all of those inputs, Douglas. Because every time I see you, you know, I just get excited because I know you're going to come with something that we all want to hear. But tonight, I thank each and every one of you for coming on this evening as well. Girl, you're doing it big over in Jamaica.
Thank
so
you.
I appreciate you calling us all the way from Jamaica.
I'm on my teacher's laptop. I'm a teacher, so I work for the New York Department of Education. So I'm on my laptop right now.
Don't tell that.
No, I can carry this wherever I go. It's mine, so it's already signed out. But by the way, I will let you know, I do have the book. I read the book when it first got out, so it is in my library. So I do have the book. I do have it.
Gotcha.
And Danny's seen the book too. Danny's seen the book in my library.
All right. So we didn't get a chance to hear from Miss Bryant tonight, Ms. DeVoe, Henry, Zora, but most of all, you all were here. I want to thank you for coming on, sharing this time with us. It's late. A lot of us got to get up. I got open house in the morning. I was almost about to start yarning, but I want to say, don't let this be your last time. If any of my other crew members, oh, I'm sorry, don't forget Savannah, October 29th, the masquerade ball. We're looking forward to that. Tell Danny to bring you. So, tickets are on sale. Everyone make sure that you go on Facebook, join our group, Upscale Love for You. And if you have any questions and you want to leave a comment, our email is the same, Upscale Love for You, the number 4, the letter U at gmail.com. Dr. Feelgood, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good. We got the YouTube channel, Upscale Love, the number 4, the letter U. Subscribe, tell a friend. This show will be up tomorrow. That's all I got, Doc.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say good night and till next
everyone.
Thursday. Peace.
Thank you for joining.
Smooches.
Tell me good night. Tell me good night.
Good night.
Good night.
No, I want Dr. Fabulous to tell me good night. Tell me good night.
Good night, Danny.
Yeah.